A ford is a shallow place with good footing where a river or stream may be crossed by wading or inside a vehicle. A ford is mostly a natural phenomenon, in contrast to a low water crossing, which is an artificial bridge that allows crossing a river or stream when water is low. Description: a ford is a much cheaper form of river crossing than a bridge, but it may become impassable after heavy rain or during flood conditions. A ford is therefore normally only suitable for very minor roads. Most modern fords are usually shallow enough to be crossed by cars and other wheeled or tracked vehicles. In New Zealand, however, fords are a normal part of major roads, including, until 2010, along State Highway 1 on the South Island's east coast. As most intercity domestic passengers travel by air and as much cargo goes by sea, long-distance road traffic is low and fords are thus a practical necessity for crossing seasonal rivers. In dry weather, drivers become aware of a ford by crunching across outwashed detritus on the roadway. A Bailey Bridge may be built off the main line of the road to carry emergency traffic during high water, at places where the water is shallow enough but the material on the riverbed will not support heavy vehicles. Fords are sometimes improved by building a submerged concrete floor. In such cases, a curb is often placed on the downstream side to prevent vehicles slipping off, as growth of algae will often make the slab very slippery. Fords may be also equipped with a post indicating the water depth, so that users may know if the water is too deep to attempt to cross. Some have an adjacent footbridge so that pedestrians may cross without getting their feet wet. Water splash: a road running below the water level of a stream or river is often known as a water splash. It is a common name for a ford or stretch of wet road in some areas, and sometimes also used to describe tidal crossings. They have become a common feature in rallying courses. There are enthusiasts who seek out and drive through these water features, recording details on dedicated websites. There are many old fords known as water splashes in the United Kingdom. Examples are at Brockenhurst in Hampshire, Wookey in Somerset, and Swimbrick in Oxfordshire. Some of these are being replaced by bridges as these are a more reliable form of crossing in adverse weather conditions. The Dean Ford in Kilmarnock, Ayrshire, is mentioned in the deeds of this property, which was gifted to the local people. The ford has had to be maintained as a property boundary feature, despite several cars a year being washed away. Not just a British phenomenon, some very spectacular versions of the water splash feature can be found in diverse locations. Australia has the Gulf Savannah, and others may be found in Canada, Italy, South Africa, and Finland. They are also found on some Tennessee back roads, where they are referred to as underwater bridges. In Israel and part of the British areas under the mandate, a low water crossing or water splash had been known as Irish Bridge, in reference to the Anglo-Irish Moor Wall location names. The names of many towns and villages are derived from the word ford, for example, Oxford, or Stratford. Similarly, the German word Furt and the Dutch Voort are cognates and have the same meaning. Towns such as Maastricht, Dordrecht, and Utrecht also formed at fords. The ending tricht, drecht, or trecht is derived from the Latin word trajectum, meaning crossing. Thus the name Utrecht, originally the Roman fort of Trajectum, is derived from uut trecht, meaning downstream crossing. The Afrikaans form was taken into South African English as drift and led to place names like Rorkersdrift. Similarly, in Slavic languages, the word brod comes from the linguistic root that means river crossing, or place where a river can be crossed. Although today, brod in the Croatian language means ship, Slavonski Brod in Croatia, as well as Makedonski Brod in Macedonia and other place names containing brod in Slavic countries, where brod is still the word for ford, are named after fords. Famous battles. Because in historic times a ford was often a strategic military point, many famous battles were fought at or near fords. Battle of Xiao Ford, 215–217. Battle of Fulford, 1066. Battle of Jacob's Ford, 1179. Battle of Imjin River, 1592. Battle of the Yellow Ford, 1598. Battle of Newburn Ford, 1640. Battle of the Boyne, 1690. Battle of Matson's Ford, 1777. Battle of Brandywine, 1777. Battle of Minisink, 1779. Battle of Cowan's Ford, 1781. Battle of Vassay, 1803. Battle of Blackburn's Ford, 1861. Battle of Kelly's Ford, 1863. Battle of Buffington Island, 1863. Battle of Chancellorsville, 1863. Battle of Byram's Ford, 1864. Battle of Morton's Ford, 1864. Battle of Rorke's Drift, 1879. Battle of Cut Knife, 1885. In fiction, The Defense of Duffer's Drift, 1900. First Battle of Beruna, Narnian year 1000. Second Battle of Beruna, Narnian year 2303. First Battle of the Fords of ISEN, February 25, 3019. Second Battle of the Fords of ISEN, March 2, 3019. Battle of the Trident, 283 AC of Westeros, Gallery. A ford in Stanhope, England. This crossing is now permanently closed following a spate of accidents. A ford in a 19th-century oil painting. In this instance, the ford may have artistic or symbolic significance. A Berber family crossing a ford in Algeria. The ford at Brockenhurst, leading into the village centre, following heavy rain. A ford, with pedestrian footbridge, on a minor road near Weimar Bei Castle in Germany. Fording an Indian River. 1905.